friends, I'm Tassie from Tassie Studio, and today I'm coming to you from Portland, Oregon, and so happy to be here on a brand new year. Happy New Year to everyone, and happy 2024. I am saying that I'm so happy to be here because I have been really super sick. I on Christmas Day, after we had all the celebrations with everybody from my husband's family and my lovely family now, of course, I got sick with COVID for the very first time. I feel very blessed and feel that I'm so happy that the first time for me was now, because I had a lot of time to, despite all the controversies and everything, but I had a lot of time to take my shots. I have type 1 diabetes, and with that, I have a really compromised immune system. But I take really good care of myself. I am really healthy and I live a pretty normal life. But when it comes to things like really strong colds or flu or those kind of things, then my body does not like that very much. So I have been very sick and not even able to come out here and record a video. I've been watching everybody's videos. I've been watching all the fun and nice vlogmas, but I haven't been able to really have the strength to gather everything that I wanted to do a recap for 2023. But today I'm here. I'm feeling a lot healthier, and I feel that now I'm ready and able to talk. I'm still coughing a little bit, so I'm sorry for my voice, and I'm sorry if I have to clear my throat a few times, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to talk without coughing, but I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to try my best to have this recap of 2023. I am the kind of person that I have always liked to do New Year's, which I used to call resolutions. Now I call them more like goals. I have goals for the New Year's. I'm pretty organized person. I like to have a calendar. As I showed you many times before, I have a journal, and I have something to tell you a little bit later about my new journal that it's coming. And I like to have, but now as I get older, I want to be, one of my goals for 2024 is to be a little bit more present and to be a little bit more gentle with myself. So I don't want to have resolutions. I don't want to have things, because I always change my resolutions anyways. So I want to have some goals, and with the goals, be flexible with it. Even with my journal, I make goals for what I'm going to do next year on the year, in the very beginning of the year. And as you can see, it turns out to be pretty messy because I change it throughout the year, because I don't want to be inflexible, or my needing to be something that it's an obligation and that I make a commitment to it. I like to do the things that I would love to do, but if I see something fun and I want to change, I also want to give myself permission for that. So I have done some goals, and I will have another video after this one, probably towards the end of January. I'm going to try to come here and meet with you twice a month this new year. That's another goal I have. Hopefully that's going to happen. And the next one, my goal is to talk to you about my goals. And actually, I will be talking about some of the things I did not finish in 2023, which I will mention here but not show you, and what I'm going to do with those things that I did not finish, and then also my goals for 2024. But today we're going to do a trip back in to the past and see what I accomplished in 2023. I'm very happy and very I think I would say that I accomplished a lot in 2023. I did not have, I had expectations. I had some things that I wanted to accomplish and I didn't, but it was also my very first year that I was retired. So I feel that I also wanted to have some freedom to do the things that I really wanted to do. And I feel that I accomplished that. I'm going to look at my notes because I want to be in 2023. I was hoping to knit 4 sweaters at least. And I knitted 3 sweaters for myself, if I count the summer sweaters also. And I did 1 men's shirt that it was more than a sweater because it took me the same time that it would have taken me to make a big blanket. So I feel that I accomplished that goal then. I still have 2 unfinished sweaters that are going to 2024, but I also made 4 shrugs. I made 3 hats and 3 ornaments. I had a few unfinished projects, but if I count some of my unfinished, I'm not counting the unfinished projects, it looks like I accomplished 28 projects in total in 2023. That seems like a lot to me. So I might put a picture for the thumbnail probably with all of my with all of my finished projects for 2023, but I have them all set here so I can show you today. Starting in January of 2023, I was still working full-time and I had a lot to do in January, so I only did 2 hats, and I felt that it was a huge accomplishment because I was only knitting once in a while in I'm sorry, I have a cough drop because I don't want to be coughing the whole time that I'm talking to you. So I accomplished 2 hats. I have the goal every year to make a hat, or this year my kids also wanted, and my husband wanted socks, so I might be making socks for some of their birthdays. I leave it up to them to give a choice. But last year I had been knitting a hat, and I think I have said that here to you before. So I did 2 hats last year in January. One for my daughter, which my husband really loved, and she said it's okay that he could keep it, and did one for my son. That was the Softie Hat by Jonna Hietela, and I made them. I will post pictures here because my husband couldn't find. I think he left his in the little cabin that we have close to here to Portland, so it's not here in our house for me to show it to you in person. And the one I gave to my son, he has it, but I will post a picture here so you can see it. It's a really easy ribbed pattern, and I did that on Woolfolk. One of them I did on Woolfolk Luft, and the color was L1, and one of them was on the color on the yarn Far with the color number 13. So this was my accomplishment for January. In February, I started the Andrea Renee knit the Shifgan. I absolutely love that sweater. It was my objective to learn a new technique, and so my objective was to learn to do stick. Stick, I think that's how you pronounce. It's a hard word for me to pronounce. I wanted to learn how to do knit on the round and then cut, which I think you call it stick or stick. um, but I started that cardigan and I was trying to save some money, so I was using a yarn that it wasn't the color that I wanted. And I have to say, the other yarn I was using was I was using Spin Cycle, and it's 3 colors, I think, of Spin Cycle, or 4. And I thought that yarn is so expensive. I did not want to do something and then not like it. I had already done almost the whole yoke and a little bit more, and I was ready to split for the sleeves, I think, and I decided to rip it. It was so painful that, to be honest with you, I still have a little bit in there to undo it, and but I decided that I need to buy the other color, which is also Spin Cycle, and it's the navy dark blue. There's 2 of them that I really loved. One was a purple one that I saw on Ravelry that it's just gorgeous, but I already bought all the Spin Cycle colors for basically what she had done on the pattern, that same color. So I decided not to change that and then undid that. I'm going to use the gray sweater that I had already for a sweater that was meant to be for that, which is going to be on my goals for 2024. And so I undid that sweater, and I'm going to probably do it again in 2024, I hope. I did another Softie hat, and in this color here that I will show you. I had that also on my little journal, and I did a second one, a third. This was my third one, so I did one for my son's girlfriend, Tay, and she also really liked that one. In February, I also did a pink Sophie scarf by PetiteKnit, and it's here on a picture because I gave that to my really good friend, one of my best friends, and I made that for her for Christmas, so I gave it to her. We were not able to meet until February, and I gave that to my friend. Now we are in March, and I still did not have a sweater, which was my objective, but I was trying to be kind to myself because I was still adjusting to being retired again. So I had, for my birthday, which is in February, my sisters gave me the book, the Knitting the National Parks by Nancy Bates. And my friend was going to Joshua Park in March, so we decided to knit the Joshua Tree hat. She was going to Joshua Tree National Park. Is that? No, she was going to... I'll write on the description the name of the national park that has the Joshua trees here in California. So we started knitting that pattern, and I was very excited because I couldn't find the yarn that it calls for on the book, but I found a really cool yarn by Retrosario Pomar, by Rosa Pomar, and it's the vovó, and that means grandma in Portuguese, And I was really missing my mom in March of last year, which I still miss her every single day. But I was very happy when I found that, because it reminded me of her, because that's how my kids called my mom, was Vovo. And I found that on one of her favorite colors, which is the color number 4, which is a um, really beautiful green. So I got that in one of our local yarns here in Portland, and I started the hat, but I did not finish that hat either. I As I started making the hat, I didn't really love the hat. I love the yarn, I love the color, but I didn't really love the pattern. My husband even said he did not want one. So I think that I will talk about this on my plans on the next video, but I have a plan for that. So then it came April, and in April I needed a little bit more. I did a Saturday shrug, and oh, actually, I forgot to show you. In March, I also made another little Sophie scarf by PetiteKnit, and I love this one because it has, I made this really bright color, and I was thinking when I go to snowshoeing and I can just have one little scarf, and when I do the knot in here, it's going to look like this. I have shown in one of my episodes last year. So we are back in March because I'm showing you what I did in March. And the Saturday shrug that I did in March was my very first one by Jackie Rose, and I used the Lamb and Kid Diamond Lane yarn in the colors oat and peanut. And I have to tell you, I wore this a lot. I made a little modification on mine, and I decreased on the top so it could be a little bit more shaped. She is doing one now that is the cinch, that it has more shape, and she had that pattern released. I bought the pattern, but I haven't made one yet, but that's what I'm hoping to do in 2024 also. But this was in March. In April, I did another Saturday shrug, and I will show you the same kind of, but this one I did not, I did exactly what the pattern called for, and I just put some stripes on it and had it a little bit wider, that you can use this wider stripe on the top, on the bottom. And I made this one for my daughter. Again, I made that with oats, and the gray one that I can't remember the name of this color, but I will look it up and write down on the descriptions for you. I also started this simple stripe sweater, and I'll show a picture here. And mine I did with the Skein Cocaine with Gina's Perfect Palette. That was something that I saw when she was making and selling that, and at the second I saw it, I went to the website to try to get it, and I was able to get that, and I loved it because it's something that every time I look at that, I just absolutely love it. And the name is perfect, the perfect palette, because it is the perfect colors together. And I did not finish that because I started in April, and in May it started being warmer and I wasn't able to finish, so I decided to put it on hold to start again this year. And this year hopefully I will start in March, and I'll be able to still wear it in April and May. So I'm very excited to go back to that project, but I don't have a picture here. I don't have it here with me. I will show on on my next episode to you. But now we are going to May, and in May I decided I wanted to go back and try my hand at writing a pattern again. I do not want to say that I will not ever write any patterns, because I love writing. I always wanted to write a book, and decided that maybe writing patterns would be a good way of taking that desire that I had, but I do not know if that's something for me. But so with that in mind, I last year decided that I wanted to try, and I made the pattern for my little rose fingerless mittens. So I started the pattern in May, and that's the first one, the first rose fingerless mittens that I made. And I knitted with the knitted with yarn, which the dyer that makes this yarn is my friend, and she lives here in Portland, and I love this color. I'll have all the information about this on the descriptions below, but it was something really fun. I enjoyed, I had fun. I just don't know, maybe I'll write one pattern a year, but I don't know if that's what I want to do this year. But I will continue to have this. It's on Ravelry, and it was 50% off the pattern until the end of December, but I did not take there's no need for a coupon. I still have the promotion going, and I will think about it. Maybe I'll leave it up until February, which is my birthday, as a gift to you and as a thank you to you. So the other thing I needed, and you will see that I was really obsessed with the Saturday shrug. I needed another one, and I made this one now with, again, skein cocaine yarn, and this one is her Donegal, and this color is one of my favorite of her yarns, and it's called Precious. And I think it's called Precious for a reason, because it's precious. It's beautiful, and in person it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I am gonna try to also maybe put a picture of me wearing some of this when I put some of the garments, I'll put the pictures of me wearing them. And this one I wear a lot. I love this yarn. I love the color, and it matches with everything, especially if I'm wearing jeans, which I wear a lot. So I am actually making some rose fingerless mittens with the leftovers, so I can have it matching. I did not finish, but I will finish this year. I think that was the theme for last year, is I did a lot of things that I did not finish, but I'm okay with it also. Sometimes I lose momentum with some of my projects, or I feel like I want to start that project, and the weather changes, and I decide maybe I won't finish it right now, and I'll wait until the weather is more appropriate, and then I don't really feel like doing it at that moment, and I give myself again permission to make this as fun as I can, because I feel that it's nice to have a hobby and be able to be flexible with it. So that's one of the things that I feel that it's good about this. It's, if there's some things I don't finish, I'll either finish in the future or I just won't. But one thing that I did was, I did not finish the mittens yet, but I did finish a pair of socks that I had started for my husband, and I'll put a picture here. I do have it here in our house, but I forgot to pick that up, to bring that up here. So I'll just show you the pictures. And I did that with Regia sock yarn, and I really enjoy that also, and my husband really likes that one. The yarn, as you can see on the picture, the yarn changes colors and makes a pretty nice pattern on the socks, and I really like that. So the next thing, next we go to June, and on June I did publish my fingerless rose fingerless mittens, and I did it a little bit different also. I embroidered the mittens with the same color that I knitted with the same yarn, and I really love this one. This is one that I wear the most, and I have it in my car, and I really love having the mittens and the embroidery in the same color. For me, that's my favorite. So I finished, I got a tech edit, and I published this one, and I was very happy and very proud of myself for getting that. I also participated on Pearl Soho, had a knit along, and I always wanted to make this bag, and this is the Pearl Soho dumpling bag, and I made mine with the Pearl Soho Blackbird linen, and I made mine on the color, I thought I wrote in here, but maybe it's on my journal. Let me look real quick, because I I made mine on Blackbird linen, and I did not write the color that I on my journal. I put the yarn in there, but I will put that on the description. I thought I did have the color written down, but it's a really fun bag. I don't use it as much as I thought I would use, because it fits a lot of stuff in here, but I don't use as much for, I thought I would use a lot for sock knitting or just to take my project, but I usually have my project already on a project bag, and then I don't find that I use this as much, but I hope to find a use for it this year, because I really like and enjoyed making. And this yarn, it's 100% linen. When I was making it, it felt like it was rough, but after I blocked it, it's super soft, and it's exactly what everybody says about linen, that the more you use, the softer it gets, and I absolutely love it, how it feels now. So this is another one that I really like. I also started a pair of socks for myself, a pair of vanilla socks, and I made those socks with La Bien Amé, and also knitted with, I'll put a picture here, because that's another one that I did not finish the second sock, but I have the plans to finish this year, this 2024. I made it with, this is the knitted with, I did a little tiny cuff, the toes, and the heel, and I think, I don't know if you remember seeing it, and I will show it to you on on a picture here because I will also show that one on my next video. I did another Sophie scarf for myself, and I really like this one. Love the color, and the yarn is Ritual Dyes, and and I'll write down the color for you also in here, but I think it's called Fool's Gold, if I'm not mistaken. And this is one that I wore a lot in the spring and fall, and it's just really love this little Sophie scarf because they are so quick to make. They're great to make as a gift because you can give this with a little something or just this little scarf, and it's just so easy and quick to make. I really enjoy making this one. I started a Sophie shawl but did not finish that one yet. So it's something that it's on my on my list to finish. That one is a lot bigger and I wanted to make it the big size, so I did not finish that one yet. So this year I decided to have a different plan for my knitting, and I will talk a little bit more so this way I can have more finished objects and don't feel like sometimes I like to just start things because I give wings to my creativity. But at the same time, I also want to see things finished. So I think that I'm going to change some strategies this year, and let's see how it works for this year, right? In June, I also started this Leslie Friend's Best Friend Butterfly blanket. And this little blanket, and I'll put a post here so you can see. This little blanket I'm making with the Lion brand Baby Soft on the color Dusty Pink. So this is a little bit different than the yarn that Leslie recommends on the pattern, but it's because the person I was making for, which I'm still gonna try to finish it for her, but she had the baby shower and I had to make a couple different things because I did not have enough time when I found out to finish this one. And but I still want to make that for her baby girl, and she's very specific on the colors that she liked, and the pink from the recommended yarn wasn't the color she wanted, so I used this other yarn for for her. And now we are halfway through the year, and I feel like in the beginning of the year I started, when I do the recap for my own self and when I think about what I did, I feel like I started a lot of stuff. I was very excited about having all this time to knit, but I also had so much to do and so many things that I had been waiting for 31 years to be able to do that I started some things and didn't finish. So in looking back a little bit, I feel that now through the rest of the year, I was able to start more things that I finished, and that's how I want to keep going. It's if I have less projects, if I'm more monogamous, then I think I feel more satisfaction from starting and finishing my projects, even though sometimes I get a little bored with it. But sometimes I feel that if I keep thinking about the finished object, then I can get through it and finish and feel happy that I got some of my projects not just started and have all that enthusiasm, but I also got to finish some of them. In July, I decided to start that big, huge crochet shirt for my friend, a man crochet shirt, and I used the Relaxagon pattern, and I'll show you some pictures of, I'll show a picture of the pattern and then some pictures of my friend wearing them. I took a lot of pictures of him. He looked great. It looked great on him. I showed some of them, I think, on some of my videos. I was going to make a whole video about it, but to be honest, that shirt took me so long that I did not have any energy to even record a video about it. So I'm going to show you the pictures of him, show you how fantastic it looked on him. I hope that he wore it a lot and that he's going to continue to wear, but it ended up, I used Patton's linen, which I think was a new yarn last year, and I think that it turned out really heavy, and I don't know that I'll ever make, I don't think I'll ever make another men's shirt unless it was a smaller project, a smaller shirt. And to be honest, I really like to crochet, but I like to crochet more in the summer and have something lighter, like to make a bag or something that is smaller, but something at that level and that big, I don't think I'll make it again. But I think that it turned out fabulous. I think it turned out great on him. I want you to see the pictures. So the other thing that I did in July was I made another Saturday shrug, but this one I started, I think I started it on May, maybe, while I was in Nashville. I think this is the one that I started, but I did not finish until June or July, and in July is when I finished this one. And this is another one that I wear a lot. So this is the Saturday Shrug, again by Jackie Rose, and I made this one with Woolfolk, and I absolutely love it. I designed a shawl a long time ago with, I'm a little bit obsessed with the Fibonacci sequence, and this is what I did on this one. And I really love, and I think he was completely on style with how significant and important the Fibonacci sequence is. The Fibonacci sequence, if you don't know about it, is a sequence in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, and the order would be like, you do whatever you do, it would be like 1 and then 1 again. And I did the 1 here, but I did a little border on this. So and then the next one would be 3, because it's 1 plus 1 makes 3. The next one would be 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, I'm sorry. Then the next one will be 1 plus 2 would be 3. The next one would be 3 plus 2 makes 5. Then the next one makes 5 plus 3 makes 8. And I kept going. If I was going to do this absolutely the way I wanted, I would have another, the last one with would be 13 plus 8, which would be 21. But I didn't have any more of the black yarn, and this yarn is not cheap, so I did not want to buy another ball just for to make that one stripe. So I decided to do the just to this stripe and make a big one of the white, the cream color, because I had a lot more of the cream color. So I absolutely love this one. I wear it all the time, and it's one of my very favorite of all of them. Is the one that I made with the Precious yarn, and the one with this Woolfolk yarn. I also really love that. The other thing, in June, it was starting to get warm, which is very unusual here in Oregon. So I started getting excited to make a sweater for the summer. And I decided that because I started two other ones, one I had to frog because I didn't like the color, and the other one, it started getting too warm for the sweater that I was making, the simple stripes, because it has 3/4 sleeves or long sleeves, and I'm going to try to make mine, I think, 3/4 to wear more in the spring and the fall. I started a summer sweater, and Jackie Rose made several of this. This is the mini mock neck tank by Jessie Made, and I made mine. I really love yellow, and I loved this yellow, even though it's not one of the colors that I wear the most. It's bright yellow, but I wanted to go a little outside of the box with what I usually wear, and also have something bright and shiny for the summer. And I'm sorry, I still have a few of the things that I need to weave in, but I didn't, and it's for a reason, and I'll explain it to you. I made mine on the Sunny Side Up Trio yarn by Lemon Kid also. This was a really fun experience. Was fun because it went quickly. I was able to finish it still to wear several times in the summer and the very end of the summer and in the fall. And I'm expecting that I will wear this winter as a little vest also, which is what I wear the most, because I ended up noticing that this kind of yarn, it ends up being a little too hot for me to wear in the summer as just a shirt. But if I have a little shirt inside, I think that it's just not only it looks really cute, but it's fun. The reason I still have a little few pieces here is because the way I bind off, it turned out that it's a little tight and tight to get through my neck, and I'm going to undo this and do Jenny stretchy bind off, because I think I used this one and ended up, for some reason, was my first time doing it. It still ended up being kind of tight. So I'm gonna undo this and do it again, because I'm not very happy with how it stretches, and I want to be a little bit more stretchy, especially if I'm going to use more as a vest. So this was a win. I love the color. I wore a few times already, and it was something I really liked. In August of last year, I continued to do the same to finish the sweater, the tank, mini mock tank. And then I also did a friend to friend shrug by Leslie Friend. And I used the yarn that she recommends, which is the Lion brand Hue and Me, and I made it on the color Wheat, and this one I embroidered, and I'll put a picture here because I did give that one away to a friend. So I don't have it here with me. Then in September, I made a quilted bag, and I think I have shown that all of these projects that I made are on my Instagram if you want to go and see them on my Instagram. But I'll put a picture here. I love quilting. Decided that I'm going to take some classes this year. I wanted to go back to quilting, and I found that making a bag would be a little bit easier for me to get back to it. So I started by making this bag, and I was so happy because it was it made me very enthusiastic about going back to sewing again, and I really enjoyed doing that. I started also the Suri shirt by Kaidre, and I'll put a picture here. I also, it was more of a summer shirt, so I felt that I did not finish that one yet, but it's one I'm going to come back in 2024 because I was almost done, to be honest, actually. All I need to do, I think, is the sleeves and finish a little bit of the rib, but then it got too cold, too quick. And because it was very short sleeves, I decided was something that I was not going to wear, and I wanted to make a full sweater, but I think that I would wear as a vest also, or with a shirt underneath. And I am going to go back to it very quickly here because it's almost done, and I would love to see that one finished. It was something that I really enjoyed making. I really like the design, and the yarn was a little bit rough to work with, but I think it's one of those that it's going to have get softer and nicer with time, and as the more I wear, the more it will soften. Um, and I'll put a picture here, but I'll talk more about that on my next one also. But the next thing I finished in September, it was my very fabulous bubble wrap, Barbie bubble wrap. I love this, and I wore it so much this winter, and I'm still going to wear a lot. This pattern is by Margaret Wasick, and it's from Boboleros. I've said that many times. If you haven't gone and watched Margaret's YouTube channel, you should. You don't know what you're missing. She is fantastic. She's so kind, so pretty. I love her conversations, and more than everything, I love watching her. She plays the piano, plays classical music, which I absolutely love it, and it makes me think and reminds me of both my parents, my mom and my dad, and I love to listen to her play. But I also love her yarn. It's fabulous. This is like wearing a cloud on you, and it's soft and it's warm, and I even sometimes I just wear it at home. I'm not one to wake up even in the weekends and stay on my pajamas, but I like to wear relaxed clothes that I can just when I'm lounging, and I wear this on top. But I also wear when I'm going out. I wear if I'm going shopping because it keeps me super warm and it's super pretty. I bought yarn to make another one, and I hope to make before my birthday because it's kind of a red color, and I'm gonna try to make on the new pattern that she has, which instead of interchanging the bubbles follow a sequence like this, and it doesn't have a different, it's all in one color, and I'm very excited to make that one. So this is something that I finished last September, and I have worn it a lot. This is made on her yarn, also the yarn that she dyes, and it's on Rita Chunky. I am very, very, very excited about. This was one that I was very excited about. I made another rose fingerless mittens in September, and this time I made a bigger size, and just to have a bigger sample, so it's a little too big on me, but I really love the light embroidery on this, and it's really fun. It's something that I had a lot of fun doing. For October, I made hat for my grandson to keep the tradition. And this is, I pretty much made the pattern. I had this yarn on my stash, and he wanted a hat for his birthday that it was light blue, medium blue, and dark blue. And he got it. He got it light blue, medium blue, and dark blue. So I started, I'm sorry, I need to get a little bit of water. And another cough drop. I started a classic rib hat for myself. I'll show the picture. I did not finish that one yet, but it's on my list. I had, from October on, I usually work a lot more on gift knits. So I took that one with me to a trip. We went to Florida, but I did not, because it was a small project, but I had so many other things we were doing there. I did not knit as much as I thought. And then when I came back, I really wanted to work on more Christmas things that I did. So I started working on my children's Christmas quilts, and I finished that. I'll show a quick picture here, but I also show again when I show what I finished in December. And I did, in October and November, mainly worked on my beautiful Easy V sweater by Caitlin Hunter from Boyland Knitworks. And I have to tell you, this is my favorite knit for this year, for 2023. And I got so many compliments on this. I love the ribbing, and I made a little bit longer, I think, than the pattern. I did not put the color work on my sleeves, but it turned out perfect for me because I really wanted more emphasis on the yoke. I also ordered, I saw Leslie had ordered labels for her sweaters, and I've been trying to put it in all the projects that I make now, and I love that because I love to have that showing that it was something that I made and that it has my label on there. So this is my pride and joy for 2023. I am in love with it, love the colors, even though it turned out different than what I was thinking, but I really enjoyed it. In well, I guess in November I did my grandson's hat. I started in November because I started and did in a couple of days, and his birthday is November 11th. It was not in October then. But I also in November made another friend-to-friend shawl, which, not shawl, shrug, which I absolutely love. And this time I made a micro stripe one. And I think I either made the other one with a shorter neck, and this one is a regular size neck, or I made this one a little bit longer, and I really love that. I love these two colors. I'm again using the yarn that she recommends, and I'll have all of this information on the description below. But this one is Hue and Me Salt and the cream color, which I can't remember the exact name, but I'll have it on the descriptions for you. I also in November made a quilt for my husband, and I'll show that one here. because I wanted to give to him for our anniversary, but I wasn't able to get it quilted until December, so I gave it to him on Christmas. But it's the wedding ring pattern. I cheated a little bit because I found a fabric that already have that design, so I just had to do the borders and had it quilted, and I had the quilting design done on the name of the design was Van Gogh, because both of us, we love Van Gogh, we love the pictures. We have some in our house, we're going to have some in our little cabin, and he really loved it, so it was a fun project to do and a quick one. In November, I also started and did not finish yet, but this is what I'm actively working on right now, so that's why I will show you here and then show you on my next one again, hopefully finished. It's my very first ranunculus by Midori Hirose. I hope I'm saying the name right, and I'm using the yarn is Magpie Fibers Quartet in the color Soylent. I love these colors, you guys. Love this color. And I said colors because I was thinking about the only thing I did not enjoy very much, but it's not because a problem in the pattern or anything, is because the yarn is hand dyed and it had the two colors, the two balls that I was using for the body was very noticeable, the color differences. So I did learn a new technique. I had an objective to learn this year, and I used the helical knitting using two balls of yarn for the body, and I am very happy that I did that, because I don't know if you can see very well in the camera, but there's like there are some stripes of lighter color and darker color, and I know that if I had not done that, I would have for sure a stripe in the end with the color change. So I'm very happy that I did that. I'm also doing the completely forgot how it's called when you do the rib from the back loop, and I love how it looks. So I'm really looking forward to finish this, and I've been knitting on it very exclusively. I wasn't able to knit for almost a week when I was sick, which tells you and anybody that knows me how sick I was, because I usually knit all the time. So even when I'm sick, I lay in bed and I knit. But this time I just really couldn't. I had terrible migraine and no energy, but I'm so happy that I'm back, being able to do everything that I love to do. So I did in December, we are now in December, I did finish the two quilts for my son and my daughter, and I am really happy. I will post a picture here for you to see. I think they loved it, and I think that it's something that I hope they keep forever, because the pattern was way more advanced than my skills. But I have a really good friend, thank you Dee, that helped me every single day I was working on it, and made it possible for me to finish. So I'm so excited for, I'm so happy for good friends who are always there and willing to help you with something, because that really made a difference for me to be able to finish this gift that I really wanted to make for my kids. So this year, in 2024, I have the objective of making a few more quilts, but I'm also going to take a class once a month, and I think that's going to help me a lot. So in December, I made stockings for myself. We all have handmade stockings that I made, and we had 4 of them. But as my kids grow up and now they have their own companion or boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever you call it, I decided to give the 4 of them. They keep theirs, and the 2 that it was my husband and mine give to their companion or their partners. And I'm making a new one for me and one for my husband. I made one last year for my husband, that it turned out I tried to do the pattern and I didn't really like it. I didn't like the yarn, and as I was trying to make mine this year, I decided, why am I going to make something that I don't even like? So I decided to start from scratch, and I had gotten this yarn, which is Brooklyn Tweed, and it's perfect for these stockings. This one is the Brooklyn Tweed, I think is Quarry, and the color one is Tones, and I held it together, held it double. The only problem is when I went to go make the one for my husband, I want to make the one for my husband with this in green and the same exact color. I couldn't find this yarn anywhere. My local store, Starlight, did not have. Brooklyn Tweed did not have it. I couldn't find it on Ravelry. Nothing. Nowhere. So I decided, left the older one for my husband for last year, and this year I am sure they're going to have this yarn again, and that's my objective. When I find it, I'm gonna make the next one, because I made this using, like, inspired by Pearl Soho Christmas stocking, but I made mine differently because I wanted in a different yarn. I used a different needle, different numbers, so I just adapted that pattern to this one, and I wrote it down, and I don't want to forget how I made, because this turned out to be perfect. So this is what I made in December for myself, and I hope that I can find the yarn to make the one for my husband. I also I love watching Marlene from Marlene Knits, and she made a little sweater to put as a promise keeper with the yarn for her partner, and gave as a Christmas gift. And I thought this was a really cute idea. So this year, I don't know if I took pictures. If I did, I'll put the pictures here. I made these little socks, and I made one for my son, one for my daughter, one for my son's girlfriend, and I put this wrapped with the yarn to be a promise keeper. And then I made a little hat, which I'll put the picture here because I already put it away. And the other ones, I don't have it here to show you because my son and Tay, his girlfriend, took back home. But my daughter's is still here, so I get to show it to you. I made all of those based on a pattern, and I will link, and I'll put that on the description below. But it was really fun to make a little promise keeper that now they can keep as a little ornament for their tree. I also made one of my rose fingerless mittens, and I have the picture right here. It was a Christmas one. I have it in my car, so I don't have the finished object here with you. I made a little very cute elf hat for my grandson, and I'll also show the picture. I think it's at my daughter's house because I couldn't find it here. And I made the very same hat that I made for my grandson for my husband because he wanted, they both love, they are best buddies, and my grandson loves to match with my husband. So I made the same hat for my husband also. So I think all in all, this is what I did in 2023. My lesson learned, the lesson I learned from 2023 was that in 2024, in this next year, I want to slow down a little bit so I can really enjoy what I'm making. So I decided that I'm going to try to make one sock a month and one hat a month, intermittent. Like 1 month I'll make a sock, 1 month I'll make a hat as my on-the-go project. And then I'll either make a sweater or a shawl or a big scarf. And I'll also do the same thing. I will keep waiting, I'll keep working on that pattern like I'm working on my ranunculus right now. When I finish that, I will probably make a shawl before I make the next sweater. So I think that, at least in the beginning of the year, is really working well for me, and I feel a little bit calmer, not so excuse me, stressed about the number of things that I have on my list to finish. And that makes me feel a little bit more that I can enjoy my knits a little bit more also. I really have a plan and fun plan for what I'm going to do here and what I'm going to bring for you. I want to finish this video by, usually you show it in the beginning and I forgot, but I want to finish the video by showing you what I'm wearing today. And this was my 2019 Rose City yarn crawl, the mystery cowl. This is the shawl is Lethia by Romy Hill, and it was so much fun when we used to, with our knitting group, and I will post on the descriptions the yarn that I used and the colors and all that information. But we used to all, my whole group, we used to do the mystery cowl and have that that we all had, and I'll post a picture of all of us wearing this one here, or I think maybe it was 2018 that we had, that we all made the same shawl. And it was so much fun because you would make the same project, the same pattern, but each one of us chose so many different colors, and it was just a lot of fun to be able to see when we were all together. And this is one of my favorites. I still wear it a lot and I still really enjoy and like it. And I wanted to show you, bring something from the past, since I wasn't really wearing any of my finished objects from 2023. I think that this is it for today. I'm so excited for 2024. I hope that you are too. I'm happy that I'm staying healthy again, and I can't wait to share a lot more with you this next year. I hope that whatever you're doing, you keep knitting, you keep crocheting, you keep doing your craft, and that you come back here to see me. If you're new here today, please subscribe and like this video. It helps me to continue to bring content to you. And until next time, and when I see you again, ciao!